Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Brother by Alice in Chains, specifically the version performed live at MTV Unplugged. This is part of a newish series that I'm doing where I am trying to complete more albums that are on my Apple Music playlist. The way the series works is, I look at albums that I have yet to listen from start to finish, and I do a reaction video for maybe two, sometimes three songs from each album, and then eventually I'll go and listen to the rest of the album on my own and come back and let you know what I thought. So I take these albums, I plug them into just like a random selector, and it selected Alice in Chains MTV Unplugged, which I have obviously heard a few songs from. I'm a big Alice in Chains fan, despite not having heard their entire discography. It's this whole thing, if you've been a fan of the channel for any amount of time, you know that for most of my life I've discovered songs from the radio, and typically when I discover a song, I'll just add that one song to my playlist. I won't ever dive into other pieces of the catalog. I won't, I'm not a completionist by any means. I don't go looking for every song the artist has ever recorded, and so I have a lot of just loose ends and single standalone songs where there should be albums, right? So I really want to prioritize finishing albums, listening to whole albums, getting the whole album experience. I know this was a unplugged sort of live performance turned into an album, but with all that said, I've heard a lot of this performance, like Nutshell, for example. I know all of you'd be like, you should have done Nutshell. I've heard Nutshell. That's a great song, an amazing performance, probably one of my favorite songs of all time. And so with that, like I'm pretty sure I haven't heard this one, and that's why I picked Brother. At least it's not on my playlist right now. So anyway, let's jump in. Alice in Chains, Brother, Unplugged. I did grab the live performance, just knowing my luck though, and knowing that there's a little Vivo sticker in the bottom right corner. I'm probably gonna have to block out the visuals, so you probably won't get to watch along with me in real time. But hopefully we at least get to listen along. So anyway, let's jump in. Let's do it.
so I can barely see your face. Wonder how that color tastes. You were always so far away. I know the way, so don't you run away like you used to do.
That was fantastic, man. It's been one of those things where it's like, how have I waited this long to actually dive into this performance? Because I know how iconic it is, right? Again, I've heard Nutshell, and that song is incredible on its own, and then performed live here, it really stands out to me again as one of the greatest songs, one of the greatest performances of all time. And I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that. I hope. So the fact that like my brain was just like, yeah, I'll catch the rest of it eventually, is wild, because man, what a great performance. I have a lot of thoughts about this particular song. I think I first want to talk about Jerry Cantrell, because I think he is amazing, first and foremost. And the reason I single him out is because I feel like Lane Staley gets a ton of credit, rightfully so, because dude had an amazing, amazing voice. I mean, truly, I think if I could sing, or like if a genie asked me like, hey, 3 wishes, I'd be like, I want to be able to sing like Lane Staley, right? Like one of the greatest voices of all time, right? But I feel like because he had such a great voice, I feel like he overshadows Jerry Cantrell sometimes, right? Who I think also has a really good voice. And I think I'm really glad he got to kind of display that here, because in the parts where Lane wasn't singing and Jerry took over, he sounded great. But also I think one of the reasons I really love Alice in Chains as much as I do is the vocal harmonizing between the two of them. I've always said that Alice in Chains is my favorite of the big 4 grunge bands, if you will. I know many of you will say, hey, there's many more than that, but the big 4, I think out of all of them, Alice in Chains is my favorite. Alice in Chains is probably my favorite grunge band of all time, like full stop. And I think that is part of what puts them over the top for me. Again, is beautiful vocals, but on top of that, just the vocal harmonizing. And then, of course, Jerry puts down like a nice little acoustic guitar solo that I think works really, really well in this performance. And so, many of you, especially the purists, might disagree with me, but when Alice in Chains reformed with their new singer, I feel like they almost didn't skip a beat, and I feel like a big part of that was still having Jerry Cantrell on board, right? Because I think, again, he just did so much and does so much for this band. I think, obviously Lane is an irreplaceable talent, but I think because of what Jerry can do, like Alice in Chains still, haven't listened to some of their newest stuff, but like Alice in Chains still sounds like Alice in Chains. So, huge performance. Let's break it down piece by piece like we always do, of course, starting with the lyrics. So, frozen in the place I hide, not afraid to paint my sky with some who say I've lost my mind. Brother, try and hope to find. You were always so far away. I know that pain, so don't you run away like you used to do. Upon like the first listen, I don't think I've actually heard the non-acoustic version of this song, which I think is off of the SAP EP, which I've never actually listened to. Like full stop, have never listened to that EP. So again, I claim to be this huge Alice in Chains fan. Still a lot of holes in my listening history, unfortunately. So anyway, but the vibe I'm getting so far is sort of that like older brother who maybe went off to war or left home when the younger brother was still really young, and now the younger brother almost like never seeing this older brother, right? And sort of wondering what his life is like and what relation they could have had, right? I don't know that. Again, that's upon my first listen, so let's keep reading and see what else we kind of pull out of it. Roses in a vase of white, bloodied by the thorns beside the leaves that fall because my hand is pulling them hard as I can. You were always so far away. I know that pain. I won't run away like I used to do. Pictures in a box at home, yellowing and green with mold, so I can barely see your face. Wonder how that color tastes. You were always so far away. I know the way, so don't you run away like you used to do. Yeah, I mean, truly, I don't 100% know. Again, I picture it as this younger brother sort of lamenting the loss of their older brother, whether that be through death of some kind, or whether it be just that the older brother maybe didn't fit in with the family, maybe made some choices, decided to move away, sort of decided to disconnect from the family. And again, this sort of younger brother wondering, like, hey, where did they go? You know, what is their life like now? All I really have are these sort of faded memories of this person, you know, which I think is a very interesting concept, if that is what it's about. I'm sure there's probably other interpretations out there. I would love to hear them in the comments. Yeah, leave those down there. But I think lyrically, it definitely has my attention, and I always appreciate when an artist can like make me think about their lyrics, and I think that's what these lyrics do, is they make me sort of think about them and try and want to interpret them and want to know more. So kudos to them on that. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up lyrically. As far as instrumentation and vocals go, again, focusing specifically on this performance, I feel like, you know, Lane sounds great here. I feel like he's a little bit more muted. I feel like they let kind of Jerry kind of come forward a little bit more. Jerry sounds great here as well. Again, I know that Lane gets his time to shine in these performances, because I've heard a few of these other songs from this performance, and so yeah, I mean, they sound great vocally, no complaints there. And then instrumentally, I think everything sounds great. The drumming, it's great to see all the little, you know, the tambourine little hits that he does here and there to just try to give it that nice rhythm while still staying true to the acoustic format. And then the guitar work is fantastic. Again, love that little guitar solo that Jerry Cantrell gives us there. So yeah, I mean, overall, fantastic work, instrumentally, vocally, 2 big thumbs up from me. As far as replay value goes, does it even need to be said? This is definitely hitting the playlist. I can't wait to listen to it again. Again, like, I think when I was looking it up, this comes right after Nutshell, so what a great 1-2 punch, because again, Nutshell, one of the greatest performances of all time. To follow that up with this song, I think is a really good start to this performance. So overall, 2 big thumbs up for replay value. Had a great time listening to this one. So yeah, hopefully this new series is one that will stick around, and you guys will actually get to see what kind of music I enjoy listening to, even though I have not, finished maybe listening to it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the music as much as I did, go support the artists, go listen to their music wherever you can, and if you enjoyed what you saw here on the channel today, consider supporting the channel by doing all the normal stuff you do on YouTube. You know, like and subscribe and comment with your requests, because I'm always taking those. You can even check the description if you'd like to follow me on Twitch, TikTok, or Instagram. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.